Well, the interest rate on the home that you came in to get pre-qualified for, maybe 0.5% or 1% higher than what you had hoped. If we can save you some money over here,
That's right.
the budget starts to fit, right? And so that kind of loops us back to why I would encourage folks to call. You might not buy a house today, but we might save you some money today with the credit union.
That's right.
Hey, this is Shea.
And this is Carrie,
Welcome to the Pocket Change Podcast.
where you'll learn better ways to spend, save, and invest and take control of your financial journey.
You know, Carrie, in 2023 and really recently, we've had kind of a volatile housing market and there's been a lot of changes. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about and educate our listeners on today.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. As a current renter, I am interested in what our guest has to say today about the home buying experience. I've done that once, but things have changed. And so I'm always interested in looking at the market and seeing the changes and what's going on. So I'm excited to hear what, advice he has for us today.
So we're excited to talk to an expert in the mortgage field and see what he has to say.
That's right. We're excited to welcome our guest today, Chris Gray, Chief Mortgage Officer at Leaders Credit Union, to the podcast. Welcome to Pocket Change, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Leaders.
Sure. So I just entered my 6th year at Leaders, and I get the opportunity to lead our team of ever-growing mortgage champions. And so that makes it always an interesting day every single day.
And so that team includes, not only mortgage loan originators, but processors, underwriters. So a big operation that you lead for Leaders Credit Union.
It is, and it's been expanding literally all 6 years. So it's an exciting time to be leading this group and just be a part of what Leaders is doing and the focus on real estate.
Yeah. So, Chris, the last few months we've had episodes focusing on home buying, not only for first-time home buyers, but those who are experienced, and telling us more about that process. So what are you seeing in the market and some updates for home buyers?
Yeah, so it's an interesting market. It's one like I've never been in before. Tons of demand. And so COVID 2021, that was the biggest real estate year ever in the U.S.
Yeah.
The same was true for us here at Leaders. And we are like 5% off in application volume from our biggest year ever. So just to frame that.
So it's still pretty big.
There's so many folks that are wanting to buy a house. Credit quality is good. Like there's, across the board, folks are very, very eager to buy a house. And then, they're running into limited inventory. Interest rates are up a little bit, and prices have jumped up a bit. And so, you're seeing a long line of folks that are kind of on the sideline and waiting to jump in.
And so that demand is really causing maybe some of those prices to go up, and it's maybe some people may be bowing out of the race because of affordability issues and things. So there's a lot that's going on, not only with demand, prices, interest rates, affordability and budgets is in there too, I think. Absolutely.
And one of the things that I think most would say that the interest rates jumping up is a negative. But if you look at the prices, specifically over West Tennessee, that's what we focus on. They've been going lateral for nearly a year. And so, you're up maybe 2 or 3%, where they were jumping 10 to 15% per year. So if you kind of look at that from that perspective, you go, the interest rates have slowed down the prices of the homes, which in my opinion gives folks an opportunity to go ahead and get in while the houses aren't running away from them. Because the fear ban, when, not the if, but when interest rates do start to fall, if we have this long line of eager buyers on the sideline and they all decide to enter at X rate, you will see that, Shea. You'll see prices start to run again.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
So what advice would you give to someone who's unsure about their home buying journey?
Call us. You can't start too soon, right? And so a lot of it is just educating yourself and getting a feel for how the process works. There's so many tools and products and programs out there that most folks just aren't aware of, right? And so you may think you're a year or two away, and we talk with you and go through your budget and talk to you about different programs that are available, and you realize that you're ready now, or you're going to make the jump in 6 months, but you can start that planning. So you can have a conversation with us about how the process would work and where you are in the process without even putting in an application. And we're happy to chat with folks. You don't have to be a member to chat with us. We're happy to take care of the membership and all that, but you don't have to do any of that stuff to just have a conversation about the process and how we'd be able to help.
So what is the best way to contact you guys? Is it through phone or email or online application?
Come by and see us too.
Okay.
Right? Any of it. Yeah, we're happy to engage however our member or prospective member wants to engage, so we can do any of it.
That's great. And I think it's important, this is most people's biggest purchase of their lifetime, purchasing a home. And so it is a process. It does take time and preparation in some cases where people may need to do certain things 6 months out or a year out. And you and our team and the mortgage originators can tell folks like, hey, if you do X, Y, Z by 6 months from now, or maybe when rates do come down, you'll be ready or be prepared for that first-time home buyer or experienced home buyer journey. So I think that's so helpful that they should have the conversation. Don't just go into this blindly. I mean, we're here to be a resource and a champion, for members and those who are looking for a home. So I think it's important just to have the conversation, just sit down and chat about it.
Absolutely.
And like you mentioned, there are programs out there that people aren't aware of, not just state, federal, local, but, what are some of those down payment assistance programs that people and borrowers may qualify for?
I'd say THDA is probably the most popular, and it runs all year, and it doesn't run out of funds.
And that's Tennessee?
Tennessee Housing Development Authority.
Okay.
Nice try. Right?
You got it.
So that one's popular, runs all year. There's one that's out right now. So if you're listening to the podcast, it's available right now, but it does have limited funds. And there's certain financial institutions that have a relationship with Federal Home Loan Bank that get funds this time of year. So it's usually February, March that we start to receive funds. And we have allotted funds of, I think, $600,000 this year.
Wow.
And those go out at $20,000 a pop to qualified buyers. And so that money goes quickly. Last year, they surprised us and gave us another round of funding midsummer.
Wow.
We try to put that information out through the marketing team as quickly as we find out about it. And so, if you're hearing this right now and you think you just want to learn more, then I'd certainly reach out.
So that's like maybe a grant. I guess 20,000 is like a grant that can go toward down payment, closing costs. What can it go for?
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And then even outside of Tennessee, the THDA, I'm not going to try it twice.
Yeah.
The THDA program and the Welcome Home Grant program that we're talking about. You have programs if you live in rural markets, which we serve all the rural markets across West Tennessee. USDA is a fantastic program and has great interest rates, no down payment, very low mortgage insurance. And so we have a ton of members that opt that path. Something that's interesting about that program and your other government programs like FHA and VA that most don't realize is they come with a streamline option on the refinance. And so a very simple, more affordable refinance option if you're in one of those products. So if you are buying and you're going, I really wish the rates were a little lower, when they do dip, it's a very, very simple, no appraisal. Like you don't go through the full process.
Okay.
You can take advantage of lower interest rates, and you can do it more than once. You can do it as many times as it's advantageous to you. So another good thing to know about those.
That is helpful. So if you do the first-time homebuyer program, FHA program for a home loan, and the rate might be higher than I want or anticipate, they've got that streamlined process that makes it easy. That's a good thing to know. Absolutely.
So what would you say makes Leaders different from other mortgage companies?
That's a great question. I'd say there's several things. One, our team. We have a seasoned team that cares a ton about homeownership and helping people to achieve that dream. I mean, it's just part of their DNA. They're sincere about it, and they show up every day ready to work and to do the hard work. So, some of these programs that we talked about, the government programs, maybe not the easiest or most fun thing to work with multiple agencies where you're working with USDA, THDA, and trying to coordinate all those things. But we're one of the top lenders across the state when it comes to that. So we're very well versed and happy to do that. When you talk about, I guess, just Leader as a whole and how we approach originating mortgage loans, we don't just, it doesn't matter if you're a surgeon or a first-time home buyer. We're going to look at your total financial picture. Right. And so one of the things that we've recognized is regardless of where you are in life, you don't want to pay money that you shouldn't have to pay. Right. If you can save money, you want to pay or you want to save it. And if you're not saving money at a rate that you should be receiving from your current financial institution, we want to help you there too. So we take our mortgage champions, our loan officers, they look at the total picture of each applicant and look and see, would you benefit from a zero balance credit card transfer? Would you benefit from debt consolidation loan? Would you benefit from a cash out on a vehicle, right, to where you could pay off some high interest loan and save some money on cash flow? And what we've realized on that is if you take that approach where you're looking at the total picture, well, the interest rate on the home that you came in to get pre-qualified for, maybe 0.5% or 1% higher than what you had hoped. if we can save you some money over here,
That's right.
the budget starts to fit, right? And so that kind of loops us back to why I would encourage folks to call. You might not buy a house today, but we might save you some money today with the credit union.
That's right.
So-
That's wonderful. Well, we thank you, Chris, for being with us here today. But I do have one more question for you. So if you were to find some extra change in your pocket, what would you spend it on?
So I've seen a few of these before. And my son bailed me out. He got an early birthday present last night, and it is a digital coin counting piggy bank.
Oh,
there
wow.
you
So
go.
he
keeping
owns all the
track.
change in the house now, and he's up to $5.98.
Awesome.
Right, and he's got a birthday coming up May 7th, so he'll be 5, and that's when my 11-year-old Perry when she started her first savings account at Leaders. So his goal, I told him, was like, we're going to get to $100, and we're going to start your first savings account here at Leaders.
Future Leaders
May
account.
7th. He's
Yep.
coming. He's ready.
So he's
We're ready
he's
for
finding
him.
all the change, the car, the couch, everywhere.
He's hunting it hard.
racking it up.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's a great answer. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Pocket Change podcast.
If you like this episode, be sure to leave us a review and watch a full episode on our YouTube channel,
The Pocket Change podcast is brought to you by Leaders Credit Union.
where we power your passion and make lives better.
Cha-ching! Leaders is federally insured by the NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Learn more at leaderscu.com.